Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? Hello, welcome to Box of Chocolates. And this week we're going to talk about Tom Brady, because what else would we talk about? What we're going to talk about is how you hate success. And we're also going to talk about how you don't know anything. Remember when people said Tom Brady was a system quarterback and that you could plug anybody into the Patriots offense and they'll be successful? Remember that? They said you could plug anybody into it. Anybody? Charlie Batch? Ryan Leaf? Joe Flacco? Anybody? Anybody could do the things Tom Brady did for New England for 20 years. You thought this. This is what some of you thought. You thought it, and you said it, and I had conversations with you when you were saying it. And you sat there and you acted like you knew about sports. Now look at the Patriots. And I'm stuck with them. I'm going to be a fan of whatever Tom Brady does because I like Tom Brady, but I'm stuck with the Patriots now. So this is not me saying like, oh, I'm not a Patriots fan anymore. I'm still a Patriots fan. They are my favorite football team. I'm saying it now on Box of Chocolates. But first of all, why do so many people want to see him lose? You don't like seeing people do well? It bothers you? It throws you off? Does it throw off your life force when somebody else is successful? I am not, especially when it comes to sports. Unless it's somehow like I just wouldn't root for a person to not experience success. Like, I'm not going to see, this is what a lot of people do. They see Tom Brady experiencing success, and they say, just based off of that, I don't want him to experience success anymore. He has too much success. Because you're a school teacher, and he's a very famous athlete, just flinging the fucking pigskin, making millions of dollars, and just doing awesome shit. It's the same thing with I remember before the Warriors won so much, people could not get enough. Steph Curry burst onto the scene. Quiet dude, mild-mannered as it gets. Steph Curry's not out there talking shit or doing criminal shit. And there's people that are against him. So you just don't want to see anybody do good. Your buddy's doing better in life. You're mad. Somebody gets promoted around the fucking cubicle. You're mad. You're mad. You're always going to be mad with somebody else's success. Somebody gets engaged. You're bitter that you didn't get engaged. People are always going to... look at where the Buccaneers were last year. And we're going to go over this shit too. We're going to go over Tom Brady's resume because there needs to be a healthy understand that you're experiencing Michael Jordan type shit. Understand that. When Tom Brady steps onto the field and you see him walk onto the turf, that's basically Michael Jordan of the football world. Just know that. Yeah, he's lost a couple Super Bowls. 3 Super Bowls. 3 Super Bowls? Yeah. But who cares? He's won 6 of them. That's what a lot of people don't understand is, and this is less to do about Tom Brady as well. Forget Tom Brady. Jim Kelly gets credit for taking the Bills to 4 straight Super Bowls. You get credit for that. Yeah, obviously he didn't win the whole fucking shebang. So the Bills are kind of they're an NFL franchise, so yeah, they have rabid fans. But imagine if the Bills had won 4 Super Bowls in a row. Jim Kelly would be Jesus Christ right now. But even what I'm saying is, even though that didn't happen, he still took them to 4 Super Bowls. That you get a lot of credit for that. So even though LeBron has a losing record in the finals or whatever, or Brady has lost 3 Super Bowls, won 6, it doesn't. You still get credit for going. So I don't want to hear none of this shit. Yeah, but you lost. Okay, but he's in the fucking Super Bowl. He's in the NBA Finals. He's in the fucking, like, you get credit for being in the final fucking games of the season because you have to beat the other teams to get there. So you do get credit. The Heat, even though the Heat lost to the Lakers last year, you still get a lot of credit for having gone because other teams, like I don't understand. Like, you can't compare. Like, let's use the Cleveland I don't even know who. Whatever franchise is just obscure and just does not experience any success. Think of that franchise. The fucking New York Knicks. There we go. The New York Knicks and their fans don't get to say to LeBron, oh, but you lose when you go to the finals. You guys can't even get to the fucking finals. You guys keep talking about Patrick Ewing needs to be the head coach. Based off what does he need to be the head coach? Just because you're a former player, like, they're romanticizing success that's like never even existed. Like, that's fucking delusional. Anyways, Tom Brady, 6-time Super Bowl champ, 4-time Super Bowl MVP, 3-time NFL MVP, 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year after he fucking had that injury in 2008 season. 3-time First Team All-Pro during his MVP years, of course. How are you going to be the MVP and not be First Team All-Pro? 2-time Second Team All-Pro, 14-time Pro Bowl. And I do have some issue with how some of the All-Star games work. Like, for NBA, it's just... NBA seems to be the most egregious in, like, how bad it is because those Kobe's last couple of years in the league, not on God's green earth, in the league, Kobe's last couple of years, he was pretty bad. Like, efficiency was just not good, and I know because I was watching the games. So nobody bring me your fucking... I saw it. I saw the games. And he was still voted to be an all-star because the fans do the voting. The fans cannot be, just based off of what we've said so far, me and you, what we've discussed, the fans don't need to be deciding shit. I mean, sometimes even the writers associate, like, I'm going to speak about baseball because that's what I know the most, but I imagine the other sports have a similar setup. For the MLB, it's the Baseball Writers, like, Association. They're the ones who decide who get the awards at the end of the year, and you have to be like writing about the sport for like 10 years before you can like get a vote or something. Like, it's something. It's a lot. It doesn't work that way for the All-Star game. They do fan voting. I don't even know where I was going with this, but the point is you can't trust fans to do shit. Oh, you can't even trust writers to do this shit. Like, I remember the year Peyton Manning had a season-ending injury, and the Colts were like, I mean, they might have been 0-16. I can't even remember. I don't think they won more than... They definitely didn't win more than 2 games that year. People were making the case that Peyton Manning should be the MVP because it's the word value, most valuable. He was so valuable to the Colts that now they can't win a fucking game. That does make sense, but that's not the point of the MVP award. It so obviously means best fucking player. Like, and I don't want to hear like, yeah, I mean, it's just obvious. It's the best player. The best player gets the MVP. I don't want to hear none of this shit about he didn't play. He didn't fucking play, and you had people like really like, no, this is the MVP. I remember when Melo took the Knicks to like, I think they might have gotten stomped in the fucking Eastern Conference Finals or something. People were like, Melo's the MVP. Like, he had received 1 or 2 votes. Like, there's people who just really don't know what the fuck is up. Like, Carmelo Anthony, I love Carmelo Anthony. I mean, I'm going to say something very obvious here. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He's a great fucking basketball player. Like, this is easy shit. It's really easy. It's really easy. I'm going to go get some more coffee after this shit. I had a weak-ass latte. This is a fucking large, according to a local business near me that shall not be named. This is a fucking... I guess they only do one size because they're trying to be like artisan. I think it's art. I don't even know, but this is nothing. This constitutes nothing. Although it was really good. No, so respect to the flavor. And there's a little swig in here. So anyways, like, you can't even trust the writers sometimes. When it comes... There's people... I think Mariano Rivera was like the first one to get a unanimous vote to the Hall of Fame. He deserves that, but so did players before him. I'm gonna... Hold on, what the... What my favorite all-time pitcher and one of the top 5 on anybody's list in the long history of baseball, which is like from the 1800s. So Randy Johnson, just trust me on this, if you don't know anything about baseball, only received 97.3% of votes. This is like... That is heresy. That is baseball heresy. It's lunacy. It doesn't make sense. I mean, Randy Johnson is one of the all-time greats. MVPs. I mean, I don't know about MVP, but Cy Youngs. Perfect game. At least one I know of. World Series champ. I mean, like, what are we doing here? So, if I can't trust the baseball writers of America, if I can't trust the professional people who cover this shit, why am I going to listen to you tell me that you can plug anybody into the Patriot system? You see how I brought it back around? We came full fucking circle and we're back where we started. You can say nothing. You can say nothing. And there's no amount of fucking Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Even... That's the issue like I have with Skip Bayless and Stephen A. It's a small issue because I like those guys. Small issue, but it matters. They talk about stuff like, and people use these arguments as like, these are like, people talk about these things like they're tangible or like they can be proven as true. Kevin Durant has no heart. Yeah, but LeBron James, he's all talent, but no heart. Like, you made this up in your head. You made this up in your mind. This is not a tangible argument that you can use when defining somebody's career, when they had a bad game or that killer instinct. Oh, you need to stop it. You need to stop it right now. Yeah, but if you just watched Michael Jordan back then, he just had that killer instinct. Oh, did he have the killer? He always had it? He played a lot of basketball. The seasons when he didn't win the fucking championship, he had... was he just a bitch those years? Things have to come together in a neat way. You understand? Things have to come together. Tom Brady can't do it on his own. He needs a solid defense, a good running game, receivers who can catch the ball. Like, he needs help. People need help. So even though I'm touting Tom Brady's greatness, it's not lost on me that he can't do those things on his own. He can't throw the ball and then run and go get it. He's the slowest man in the fucking world. I mean, what are we really saying here? But we have people who I mean, there's people who think Floyd Mayweather is trash. Mexicans, Filipinos. I know this because I've talked to them. I've boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. I've had these conversations more times than I can count. Floyd Mayweather is undefeated. And people were like, the most anticipated fights that I know of in Floyd Mayweather's career were the Canelo one. I'm not the biggest boxing fan, but the Canelo one, Canelo Alvarez, redheaded Mexican dude who's a beast. I mean, let me just say the obvious things here because I'm not a technical master of the sport. Canelo Alvarez and Manny Pacquiao. He beat the shit out of them like easily. Like it wasn't close. It wasn't close, but you had Mexicans and Filipinos talking about rigged, or all he did was run around the whole time. Oh, you didn't see your guy's head doing that, getting rocked back. You didn't see them fucking throwing every combination in the world, and Floyd just like, this is you're making it up. You see past your own fanhood. I have friends who are Chargers fans who every year they think the Chargers are gonna go to the Super Bowl. Like, this is crazy. Win the Super Bowl. Well, I love a good hypothetical highway. I love a hypothetical highway. I'll go down you all day down the hypothetical highway. We'll travel miles across the country. If it's a joke. But if you're seriously telling me the Chargers will win the Super Bowl this year, I'm going to have to tell you you're wrong. And no amount of, I mean, you could just say like wait and see all you want, but we've been waiting and we're not seeing anything that's supporting your argument. At least have something that supports your argument. Like, people can't believe, like, these are my teams. I don't have very many. The Cubs. I'm a diehard Cubs fan. I'm a Patriots fan. I like the Tar Heels, even though they haven't, been doing their thing last couple of years. I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't really have. I mean, after that, I'm a follower of sports. I like the Houston Texans. I am a Chargers. I do consider myself a Texans fan, and I like the Chargers as well, and the Bengals too. But I'm a Patriots fan. When people come to me and they say, "What do you think of the Patriots' chances this year?" I'm like, they have no chance. People are like shocked when I say things like that. They're like, "Whoa." Yeah, cause I'm not a lunatic. I can see with these brown eyes. With these brown eyes. I can see with these brown eyes that the Patriots didn't have what it takes. Like, fan is short for fanatic, which explains why a lot of people are just blinded by the fuck. Like, I have a friend who's a Raiders fan. He's like an Oakland fan, basically. Like, literally every year he thinks like the Raiders are gonna win the fucking Super Bowl. They haven't been close to that shit, and I don't even know when the last time. Raiders Super Bowl appearances. Buccaneers versus Raiders. I think that's 2000. And then the Patriots. And then the Patriots beat the Raiders as well. They blocked their path to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, it's just madness. Like these. Anyways, the point is, it doesn't really matter the year or whatever. Just know that it happened. Just know that it hasn't happened, and it stands no good chance of happening. Like, people need to give credit where it's due and keep their ridiculous. I mean, how could you hate Steph Curry? Like, I know I got to go back to Steph Curry because that's just not fair. The man has done nothing to you but play basketball. People are like the Warriors are pussies and they fucking like this whole thing about like see, I'm laying it out all on the line. It's all on the line today. When people say Michael Jordan didn't have to leave the Bulls to win a championship, you understand that he had Scottie Pippen, and then when the time came, he had Dennis Rodman. He had no need to leave the Bulls. You moron. So when you hear about LeBron having a big three or, wanting to get this player on his team, it's because you can't win championships without good players. I mean, it's the simplest thing in the world to understand. And don't pretend like you're like, oh, it's so honorable for him to just stay on the same team and struggle. Not really. It's not that fucking honorable. Because at the end of the day, that's his career. It's his fucking bust at the Hall of Fame. It's his speech. It's his legacy. It's his fucking statue and wherever the Cavaliers play. Like, that's his legacy. Because you know what you would say? If LeBron has never won a single championship, you would say, well, fuck no, he's not comparable to Jordan or Kobe. You would immediately dismiss this man. I know you would. Because I know you better than you know yourself. And that's also kind of what this podcast is about, is we know people. We're a family. We're a small family right now, admittedly, a very small family. I haven't done a podcast in like 2 weeks. Box of chocolates. You never know when or where you're going to get it. Boom. That's why I chose the name. But the point of what I'm saying is he has to do what's best for him. You fool. You fool. All this other, like, I don't respect it. Like, who cares what you think? School teacher? Person who never played varsity basketball in high school? Like, at least have played some varsity sports in high school if you're going to open your mouth. And I'm not saying you can't study and learn the game. That's a stupid. Some of the Buster Olney, I respect his opinion like more than anybody's in the baseball world. And I don't think he had any type of playing career. He's just a journalist, but he learned over time. And some sports are easier to understand when you're not. Like, baseball is not that hard to understand. Like, you could have somebody just study the game for a long time, and their understanding would be really fucking good. Like, I didn't even play 4 years of it in high school on a garbage East Chicago's school city. East Chicago District of Education, whatever it's called. It's terrible. Only the basketball team is ever good. Apparently the football team has like done some things in recent years, but when I say done some things, I mean like maybe won sectionals. Maybe went to the sectional finals. Like, you see, like, this is a terrible, like, you don't understand football, so lean on the people who do. Really, you have to pay attention to like what the players are saying. You have to find a player who used to play, whose ego is not so big, like Paul Pierce, ego is insane, that they can bring you a fair interpretation of the game and how to measure things appropriately. Everybody's fucking measuring stick is so off when it comes to like criticism of players, and some ex-players are too lenient. Jalen Rose is like a super nice guy when it comes to like, it could be somebody who's, objectively not good. And then he'll be like, well, they're not good by NBA standards. Well, yeah, we're judging him against his peers. Like, so. But the point of what I'm saying is you should probably lean on other people's knowledge and, parrot that as opposed to have your own thoughts. But if your thoughts are super terrible, then don't even have those thoughts. Sometimes don't have thoughts. I just realized this is a podcast where I'm like attacking the listener. I'm not attacking you. You who's listening to me right now, I think we're kind of there. What I want you to do is take this logic, take this philosophy we have here of bringing the truth and spread that out into the world, because there's a lot of delusional people out there. There's people, I wrote on Facebook, because now they're going to impeach Donald Trump. He's been impeached twice. Okay, but he still has to fucking get convicted on the charges, and we don't know how that's going to happen because the president has never been impeached before. Not really. I wrote on Facebook, Democrats are gonna impeach Donald Trump a week before his presidency is over. Seems like an empty gesture to me. And people were like, oh, not really. Actually, if they fucking blah, blah, blah. Oh, you read a little article on CNN. Congratulations. You read CNN. I read it all. Daily Wire, CNN, MSNBC, Fox. At least I have a fucking perspective that's like on both sides of the... Like, there's just people that no matter what you say to them, they're just going to be like, yeah, but no, that's not the side that I like. Actually, hey, let me check my... He ain't even been impeached yet. Hey, read the process all the way. They have to get 2/3 the Senate vote to impeach him, to like for the charges to stick and like remove him. But he's already going to be removed. So you would just be taking away like the benefits that come with the post presidency, which he doesn't really need because he's, a fucking billionaire. And this is not even taking his side. What this is about is people who just stick to their guns even when those guns are failing them. Like, it's just so fucking... It's a little disgusting. It's a little gross. It's a little ew. But these people are also my friends. I'm not so far gone that like I'm going to stop being somebody's friend over this shit. Because let's be honest, it doesn't really matter that much to you. It matters about as much to you as it does to me, which is, let's be fucking real, not that much. Is it? I mean, can you already feel the coronavirus scare like going away? And probably that has a little bit to do with the vaccine, but it has more to do with people not being able to pay attention to one thing for too long. We kind of had to pay attention to this because it was like policy driven now. Like, you must wear the mask when you're inside or whatever, and everybody's doing the thing. It's not rare, is it, when you find somebody who's unwilling to wear a mask? It's pretty fucking rare. And you have all these people that don't want to wear masks. Yeah, one out of every... You know what? A lot of people don't want to wear the mask. I'm talking about the people who actually follow through with that shit. Like, no matter where they go, they don't wear them. That is a fucking small number of people. It's hundreds. Yeah, out of hundreds of millions of Americans. Even if it was 10,000, that's still a pretty small number. Even if it was 100,000, you understand how that's still a small number? Don't you get it? Sometimes it's like percentage based as opposed to what the raw number is. Yes, the raw number seems like a lot. But when you're talking about, like the issues, yeah, it's not that much of an issue because... And most of my friends, like, they live like in the cities and stuff. Tampa, Honolulu, fucking here, there. Like, you're not even seeing this shit. You saw it on TV, and now you went home and you're mad about it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just want the fucking stimulus checks. I just want the stimulus checks. I want $2,000 and I want this pandemic to never be over. I would like it to go on. See, I'm about to be... Okay, I would like it to go on for the next 3 years. And then add $2,000 stimulus checks on top of that. So for 3 years, 2,000... All right, so 24, 40... Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's what I want. The shit that's tangible. You can have your little fucking moral debates and, you know, one rises above the other and this and that. Oh, pilot mask. I want the money. I want the money. And how scared are, like, people who are, like, hard right now? Like, during President Trump's, like, we'll call it his heyday, because the presidency is basically over, right? In 2 days, it's the inauguration. Like, there were some pretty, like, I mean, you know they're out there, but they were, like, very, like, if you got a problem with it, fucking come see me. And this country is fun. Meanwhile, they're, like, have a good life. Meanwhile, they have a good life. And that's on both. That's both of you guys. Like, a lot of the people that are complaining about, like, the issues in society, like, they go home and they just turn on the TV and they fucking flip their recliner up and they fucking have their coffee in hand and then, like, shit is good. That's me. Shit is good. Life is good. I got my coffee, my recliner, my dog, my girl, my family, like, my job. Like, if that's your life and you don't really have anything major going on, like, you need to relax. And I mean major, like, for real major. Like, don't bring me this, like, small shit. Don't bring me the small issues. You got to overcome that shit. No one can judge the depth of another's pain. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. And this whole shit about it's okay to not be okay. Nah, we're not doing that anymore. It's not okay to not be okay. Because the shit that I be seeing of, like, I'm just been struggling so much lately. I'm just struggling and oh my God, it's just so hard. I don't know if it's that hard. I mean, it's probably a little difficult, but I don't know if it's that hard. It's not okay to not be okay. Change it. And I stole that from Chris D'Elia. Change it. Change it. You need to be okay. Because I think people apply shit badly. So when you tell them it's okay to not be okay, they'll live in that shit. They will live in that shit. I'm not doing that, and neither should you. This is me trying to help you now. This is me being genuine, for real. Yeah, and be okay. It's better to be okay than to be like, I'm not okay, but that's okay. That doesn't even make sense. I'm not okay, but that's okay. What? What kind of a fucking logic is that? If you're not okay, get help. I haven't really sought help in my life for up here because it's pretty good. Because if something doesn't really matter that much, I don't freak the fuck out about it. I have my moments of stress like anybody else. There are some things that I've had some trying moments within my own little world, but you see how I just described that? Trying moments in my own world. You be careful with how you're fucking like, it's just a fucking disaster. And I get depressed and then fucking depression is like, I'm about to fucking end it all. Right. Be careful with the word is what I'm saying. Be careful. Let's not go to the end right away. Let's be like, let's start. Can we start with, I feel meh today? Does anybody ever just feel meh anymore? Why do I see, boom? And lately it's just been a struggle. And here's my fucking 60,000 Facebook essay on 60,000 word essay on why I'm struggling or mental health and this and that. And, however you want to cope is however you want to cope. I mean, whatever. But it is a little annoying, like when your problems aren't that bad. Because some people, let's just be honest, your problems aren't that bad. Take inventory of your life. Know where you have to fix some things. And then, walk it backwards from there. It's not okay to not be okay. So let's start a new thing. It's not okay to not be okay. Okay? I see it like there's just so much like pain out there that's driven from within oneself. Everything that you need to be okay is inside. And again, I'm not talking about the people who have, my kid is really sick or has special needs or like coronavirus made me lose my job and I have a family. Me and my wife lost my job and, now we're fucking on unemployment and we're bringing in less money than we were before. That's the real shit. But if you go home and the only thing you're concerned about is the election and the politics, oh, you're doing fine. If you're if you have the luxury of only worrying about, like who's in office or am I going to get a 2,000 stimmy or not, like you're doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. So that's why I'm not like going too ham. My biggest concern today is the slander against Tom Brady, the Buccaneers, LeBron. You understand? I'm pretty fucking free right now. I got my little bumps and that's like about it. Adult acne. That's my fucking life struggle. That's my comp. So let's live in reality. Let's me and you live in reality. People were saying, I remember reading an article, and we're going to make a left turn again. This is back to Randy Johnson, because I can't let shit like this go. I was reading articles, because I'm a baseball fucking nerd. I'm a nerd for baseball, about how the people who get to vote for the Hall of Fame, like some of the voters were like, I will not vote for somebody who played during the steroid era. That's like 10. I mean, I don't know how what is the steroid era of baseball? I don't have an exact fucking timeline in front of me. But it's got to be like at least 15 years. 20, 25. We'll say like from the early 90s to late 2000s. Like right about when 2010 hit, that's when you see shit like kind of drop off. I mean, what kind of a fucking logic is that? You're gonna rob somebody of their fucking... What's like a good word for it? You're gonna rob somebody of like their glory because you have this fucking hardcore stance on something that you have no proof of. Like, who didn't vote for Randy Johnson? That's my fucking... That's really who I'm trying to fucking find. I want to find the motherfucker who didn't vote for Randy Johnson, and I want to have a conversation with them. And it'll be a good conversation too. It'll be reasonable. It'll be fucking fine. Unless he's like, just starts telling me some crazy shit, in which case I'm just going to be like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Because some shit is just like beyond, like, some shit is just beyond criticism. And if you got nothing against somebody, then, just kind of let it be. Give the man his 100%. I mean, he's in now. You can't go backwards. But you see what I'm saying. I just noticed my TV shut off, I think. And supposedly there's like copyright issues if you have like shit in the back. There's no audio though. I think next time I'll shut the TV off just to avoid any issues. It's not okay to not be okay. Listen to what I said about sports. And that's it. That's Box of Chocolates for this week. Peace.